It's 935K this morning. Show with your boy Romeo holding it down here on the West Coast, man. Look, sometimes legendary things happen because legendary people just suddenly come into your life. This is like a soundtrack of me growing up, my mom having me clean the house on the weekends, just bumping a little Klymaxx. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Welcome to the show. How y'all doing today? Now, look, we're rolling deep today, so we're going to start with you. Go ahead, please introduce yourself to K-Day Nation.
Okay, my name is Cheryl Cooley. I'm the original lead guitarist for Klymaxx.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Tramisha. I am the drummer for Klymaxx.
Hi, I'm Danny B, and I'm supporting vocalist.
Okay.
And I'm Jasmine, and I'm the key bass player.
Okay, so we're talking about all females doing it.
Yeah.
But we're talking about Klymaxx coming into the record industry during a time where that wasn't something that was regular. So we're going back to, let's start, 1981, I believe, when you signed your first contract?
Right,
So how did that even come about? How did you get to that point as a group?
Okay, so, it's interesting how fate kind of throws everybody together. We didn't know each other before we got in that rehearsal room. Everybody has their own story of how they got there. I happened to be rehearsing with another band, and they just kind of walked in and said, hey, you don't want to play with this band, you want to play with our band. We have an all-female band called Klymaxx. And so, we rehearsed, and they appointed me music director. We learned, some songs kind of like off the radio to try to, get our sound together. And in the process of that, I wrote a song called Never Underestimate the Power of a Woman.
Okay.
That's the jam.
I wrote the music for that. And I was at the same time working at a bank. We won't say the name of it.
They're not getting no love today.
Right. And I was telling my supervisor about this all-female band I was in. And she said, oh, well, if you give me a demo, promo package, which is a demo tape at that time, and a picture and a bio, I'll take it to my uncle. He's a producer for People Bryson. His name was Johnny Pate.
Okay.
And so, we went in and recorded the song and gave him the demo package, and he didn't like it.
He did what? So y'all see, I'm sitting here waiting for the payoff, and he loved it.
Right.
She's like, oh, he didn't like it.
Right.
But that's life, right? That's how things happen, right?
It takes some no's to get to that yes.
Right.
All right.
So he happened one day to be having lunch with a lady by the name of Margaret Nash, who was one of the executives at Solar Records. And he said, I got this demo tape of this all-girl band. Not really impressed, but she was like, all-girl band, let me hear.
Yeah.
And so she took the tape, she listened to it, she loved it. She called me, she said, when's your next rehearsal? I want to come see the band. And she, brought the president of the company, Dick Griffey of Solar Records, and we were signed immediately.
Yes.
Wow.
So again, when one door closes,
Yes.
that does
Another
not mean
one
another
always
door won't
opens.
open.
Absolutely, 100%. And there's a lot of history over there in that Solar building.
Yes.
A lot of history.
Oh my God, yes.
So the deal happens, you get into the building, and now you're recording this song. But still, I just wonder what you all had to go through being an all-female group,
Yeah,
right?
sure. So even when we were trying to get some club gigs and stuff like that, there was a time when they had talent night. Back then they had talent night. And, we didn't bring our instruments. We were, trying to negotiate using the house band's instruments. And so they kind of looked at us like, no, we don't want no girls banging up on our instruments. So, we went to the club owner and said, please just give us a chance, And so the club owner and the band director of that house band said, let's have a joke tonight. Let's see how bad they're going to really sound.
Wow. Let's just throw them out there and see if they fall on their face, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So they, it was like drums kind of thing is really what we wanted to, and their amps. So we had our own guitars. So we got up there and we played, like a set of songs that they would have heard on the radio, and you could just tell everybody's it was a hush because they were in shock, these girls can really play.
Like this is really happening.
This is real life,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so, from that they definitely gave us a encouragement to keep going and stuff. And, a lot of times we would say, we have a band, but the idea of an all-female band was just not normal.
No, it just wasn't. And I think about that time back then. Okay, you had the Mary Jane girls, but they're not playing instruments, right? You did have the Bangles on the pop side and a few other female groups, right? But when it comes to the urban music,
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
this is what it was.
Right, and even as of today, Klymaxx is still the only
only-
R&B all-female band that has charted on billboards.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Especially in today's time because there's so many female musicians out there now,
Sure.
like just doing
Sure,
it.
yeah.
Like that people just love. And to still have that title and to hold that title, one, it says a lot about you because you were groundbreaking just to get into the game. And then you've maintained it for over 40 years.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And speaking of 40, I told you I had to wear this shirt today.
Payday 40.
You know what I'm saying? Katie, we had our 40th anniversary just last year, being the first hip hop station in the world.
Wow.
First group here, so female group, so it's all adding up.
Yep.
What do we celebrate on your behalf when it comes to 40 years?
In groundbreaking and making things happen for, female musicians, I didn't know that. And just to be part of that history, that groundbreaking. I see I'm getting ready to tear up thinking about it.
It's okay. You've earned that.
Yes, you
have.
have.
You've earned that.
Legendary.
And it didn't come easy
Legendary.
for you.
No.
We know. I can imagine the things that were said and asked of you to do that you're like, what?
Yeah. But I didn't know that at the time. I was doing what I enjoyed doing, my passion, what was fun to do, playing music, and to think or look back and think, wow, I didn't realize this was happening, this was happening, this was happening. I was just in it to just, I don't even want to say in it to win. I was in it to have fun.
Yeah.
And music even today is just as passionate to me as it was.
Very much so.
So when we talk about the members that are with you now, right? So you're doing it because we love what we do, right?
Yes.
I mean, especially if you get paid to do what you love, it's even more of a blessing. We do understand that
Hallelujah.
100%. So you all that may have been part of Klymaxx years now, just recently started, there's a time frame. What was your impression of Klymaxx?
Oh, when I met Cheryl, it was at church.
Hey, man.
And I honestly, I didn't even know who she was as an individual.
Okay.
Because I didn't meet the guitarist. I met the person, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. So
I had an opportunity to actually go see Klymaxx, and being a supporter of a friend, I'm like, yeah, let's go support. Let's go support. No offense to her drummer at the time. But after that show, I pulled her to the side and I said, look, I love you too much. And I hear what you're trying to do, but I promise you I could do it so much better.
So you were saying she is not it.
She all right, but
Right.
I can be what you're looking for, and I hear where you're trying to go, and she not gonna give you that sound.
Closed mouth don't get fed. So
And
I ain't mad at
stepped
you
up
for
to the
saying that.
plate. I stepped up to the plate. She gave me everything to learn, original and what they did live, and the way they did it in sets, and I had to play everything.
Yeah, I had no mercy on her.
She had no
No.
mercy
I had
on
no
me.
mercy.
Well, I mean, you're a perfectionist. So, I mean, you're hearing like, you missed that hi-hat, something. Like, you'll
I
call
think
them
it
out.
was more so because I said I can do it. Like, give me
Yeah.
a shot, and she was like, "All right, let's see what you got
Yeah, absolutely.
here." Fop, 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 fop. So I was like, "All right." Been with her ever since.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been with her ever since.
It was that moment. And it was, even where y'all met, it was kind of set up for that. I mean, you met in church. So this is the blessing right here within itself.
It's since I can honestly say since meeting Cheryl, I have been tremendously blessed. Everything in my life since meeting her has just been a progression, and I can honestly say that personally, professionally, musically, I've been able to be on stages that I never thought I would be able to be on.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Forum, the Inglewood Forum,
Yeah. Talk about it.
was my first show
Lord.
with her.
That was your first show?
My first show with her.
Yo.
My first show. I will never forget it. My wife was in the audience. My best friend was in the audience. My stepfather was in the audience. My mom was in the audience. It was a hush, as they were saying, over the audience.
Yeah.
And I can literally hear my mom, "Go Misha, Mish." I
on.
literally heard my mom over everybody in that room. And I literally had to turn around, get it together because of where I was. We played with Zap. We did an SOS. And I
Heavy
think
hitters.
it was us.
Heavy hitters right there. Yeah.
Evelyn Champagne King. Now, mind you, this is my first first go around with the legendary Cheryl Cooley, the person who literally took me at my word and gave me a chance to be her drummer. And I've been having her 6 ever since.
As you should.
Ever since.
And let me just say, the forum was a dream come true for me too.
Wow.
'Cause
So
of my-
even to have that moment
Yeah.
with her.
Wait a minute. So in her first experience being at the forum, which is major, you've already done plenty of venues.
Right.
Why was the forum such a dream in that
was the
situation?
first concert I had ever gone to as a kid to see. Oh
Full
my gosh,
circle.
yeah, the
Full
Jackson
circle.
Five. I was a kid to see the Jackson 5. And I was like, oh, this is what, because I've been playing guitar since I was 11.
Yeah.
So it was like, going to the forum. I got
And now you're playing on that stage.
And in that part, the forum at one point closed down. I thought, it'll never happen.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it opened up.
Yeah, and the sound on there is freaking amazing.
Yeah. It
It's
is.
amazing. You
It
guys
is.
being musicians, I know you know that. So now, being a vocal supporter, right?
Yes.
Your experience of getting into Klymaxx and what are your emotions beforehand?
Wow. For me, I got a call. I was laying down 4 months after my husband passed. So
Talk about everybody's story is so deep.
I just realized
that.
it's life changing.
We need-
I just realized that. I just realized that.
My husband was a producer and Little Rock and G of the Knights of the Turntables. So if you Google him, Best of the West Coast. So 4 months being married, over 25 years, gospel artist, first of all. Laying in the bed, I get a call from Bill Pittman. And he was like, oh, hey, Danny. I was like, hey. He was like, what you doing? I'm cool. I'm laying down. Yeah, I was just playing for Cheryl Cooley, and she's looking for a vocalist. Would you be interested? I was like, I didn't know who Cheryl Cooley was.
Okay.
He was like, Klymaxx. I was like, oh, okay, Klymaxx. I was like, nah. He was like, you'll be a good fit. I was like, yeah, but nah. So I hung up the phone with him, and literally for 8 hours, it would not leave my spirit. 8 hours, it would not leave my spirit. I called my prayer warriors. I called my kids, and they were like, Mom, why not? Go do it. And I know my husband, coming from the Best of the West Coast, doing stuff with Dre and stuff like that, he would be like, if you don't take that opportunity.
Right.
So I called Bill back. I said, you know what, Bill? I said, I'll go to the audition. If they like me, and I make it, then I'm going to do it. So I went to the audition, and I've known her since 2011 or whatever. I saw her at the drum, so I'm like, okay, cool. She was like, yep, it's me. So that was
I didn't
cool.
know she was auditioning.
Right.
So she just showed me like, oh, okay. But you knew what she was bringing? Did you already know?
I did know what she was bringing.
Okay.
So before she even got there, I asked her. I said, just to check, is this who's auditioning? Because there's a lot of people with Danny and then
Right.
Danny B, and I only know one Danny B. So I'm like,
The Danny B.
is this the same? She was like, yes, that's her. I was like, okay, all right, we good, we
Like,
good,
we good.
we good.
We're
Yeah,
good.
so I auditioned, and so the first day that the show was the New Year's Eve will be my third year with them.
Okay.
So it was me and another girl, so we both performed, and they ended up choosing me. The next place we went was Texas. Love it. She's like, God always works in ways we know not of, and I know that in this season of my life, it's been a blessing. We pray together. We get in pools. We go on our trips. We go perform. We get off stages. We stay for a little while. We do our signing and pictures.
Yep.
We go back to our hotel. We eat together, go to the pools. We have a great time.
Yeah.
Vintage shopping, all that good stuff. And we try to make sure we all win. We pull together. We pray together. We have mistakes, And I really, it's a good fit. So I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful for this one over here who has paved the way for us to be in the group with her, So
real.
it's a blessing in disguise for me. And I would have never, as a gospel artist, I wouldn't be thinking I'll be saying sexy, the men all pause, me in the ladies' room. It's been a blast for real.
I
get to
love
get
it.
my sexy on and get off the stage.
Come on now.
and
Yeah.
Still go get my
Go do what
praise
you
on.
do and then walk,
When we
walk
get
back
back
to
on Sunday mornings, because
Yeah.
I play for a
Sunday
church as
mornings.
well. So
Okay.
Right.
that's foundation. It's
Love
crazy.
it.
Foundation is church.
Right.
Yeah, we met in the KJLH choir.
Okay.
So we started when the KJLH choir started. We were the original members of
Love
KJLH.
that.
So
I
yeah,
love that.
that's my spin, and I'm so grateful to you, Cheryl. And she always laughs like that. No matter what we say, you want some chips? She's laughing. You look good. We love you.
It's
She's
a,
always
it's a
laughing.
spirit.
blessing.
It's that's what it is. So now we're gonna go on to Jasmine. It's just
Yay.
you over there. I feel like you're not the quiet one of the group, are you?
Yes.
Because I feel like we over there just thinking like I'm like, is she rehearsing in her head? Like you just like what's going on with you over there?
Well, because my story isn't the same as
That's right, but your
previous
story
two.
is your story, which makes it
But
special.
I first found out about Klymaxx last year when
Mm-hmm.
I saw them perform at a Juneteenth festival, and I was invited by Charisse, and I had not heard of Klymaxx, but when I saw them perform, I was immediately impressed. I was just stoked to see not only a good band but good female performers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
And shortly after, Charisse said that they had an opening, and I jumped on the opportunity. I was so flattered that I was even asked. So it's been 3 months, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Seems like
Just
longer.
getting the feet wet. Yeah.
It's a new beginning, and I'm super excited.
Well, I love that. And now I have to bring it back to you, and I'm going to tell you why. Why, God chose you to do what you've been doing and to continue to do what you do, because now you've done it, you've had this success, and you're going to continue to do great. We know that. But it's the doors you're opening up.
Yeah,
Because I can relate to that. Been in radio for over 20 years. You know what my drive is now? It's for people you see over here.
Yeah.
You may see this girl right here goes by the name of Val. Started intern. Now she's in digital, but she used to intern with me on my show. Another lady by the name of Miss Corey Renee. She's not in here right now, but she started interning. Now she's on the radio. Have another name, Angie A, that's back there that started on the street team. But my goal is to see them flourish.
Yeah, sure.
Because that's what we do, and that's what you do. So when I hear the stories,
Yeah.
I can totally get it, and I can understand why you get emotional. But you are chosen one.
Shouts out to Christy
Yeah.
and
Come on
Maggie.
now.
Like, you can't forget about them. Shouts out to Christy.
every day.
Christy and Maggie. Christy is our lead vocalist,
Yes.
and Maggie is our MD. She's our keyboardist.
Yeah.
Maggie is from Poland.
Okay.
So that's a story within itself.
I was just getting ready to say, like,
Yeah.
did she
I'm
see
not
y'all
trying
over in Poland?
I'm not trying to tell her story,
But tell it.
but from what I know, she was getting ready to move.
Yeah, move up north.
She was getting ready to move up north, and one of her friends told her about an audition for us. And since her audition, she's been with us ever since, and she's
Like
dope.
12 years, 11. How many?
Yeah.
Chrissy's she's one of the, I guess, next original, because she's been in the band before me.
Yeah.
And she's been rocking
Powerhouse.
power.
Can I say a little bit about her? 'Cause
Absolutely.
I'm the second lead from her, and so just her willingness, and I know they've been through a lot of different vocalists, so I understand for Tramisha, for Mags, and Christy to have to reteach the stuff over and over and over, just their willingness to do it, because when you're coming in with people like them, you want to be the best or try to be the best. You don't want to seem like, I just started 2.5 years ago. But Christy is a beast, and her drive is amazing. So you want to I want to try to give you what I can. So I commend Mags, Christy, Tramisha, and once again this one over here, and we love this one right here, Jasmine.
Yeah.
We're just having a good time.
And you put it all together, and you're doing it. And once again, I'm talking about female group to chart in Billboard 100.
Yeah.
Only to ever do it. Talking about the success of Meeting in the Ladies' Room. I Miss You. So now, musically, who does the writing as well when it came to those songs?
It was a collective effort. I mean,
Nice.
everybody in the band, as well as a lot of the Solar artists and writers, a lot of stuff was in house with Solar to write some of those songs. So it was, it was a Solar production, I'm gonna say.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love that.
Many of the artists and many of the producers and writers contributed to all the Klymaxx music.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then there was also, even some life experiences like the Men All Pause. So we're in a rehearsal and it's really intense getting ready for the the tours and stuff. And one of the girls said, "Oh, I'm hot. I think I'm going through menopause." And so we were like too young to know what
you
menopause
kidding?
Don't tell
was
me
like
that's where
that.
it came
Right.
from.
So it's like, hey, that'd be a great song, but it's like, well, we don't know what to say, about it. So it's like, well, let's kind of change the words. Hey, what about the Men All Pause?
No, that's where it originated from. If you don't know KD Nation, now you know.
Now
What?
you know.
And even like the song "Meeting in the Ladies' Room." So Midnight Star was one of our label mates, and one of the guys, he was in a club partying with his girl, and one of the girls from Klymaxx saw him, was excited, he seen your label, and ran over and hugged and kissed him and everything, like, hey, what are you doing? And the girlfriend was like, who is this woman all over my man? And so she got a little upset and got up from the table and walked to the ladies' room, and he thought, gee, that's a good idea for a song. We can get the ladies' room.
That's good.
And now the whole world still sings the lyrics to those songs.
They
Nice.
do.
Yes,
Today.
yes. 40
That
years
is-
later.
That is they hit.
You know what I love seeing when we're doing shows at festivals, for sure, you get a lot of kids. For this group to be 40 years later,
Yeah.
we have kids at the stage touching their hands. They're singing "Man, all pause." They're so cute, and it's like every festival we always get kids in the front. So that's very touching for us. So 40 years later, to still be here and to be with one of the legends who always dropped down to her knees and stuff like that. I'm gonna post that picture in a minute because I just got my copy. So yeah.
Tapping into all the generations, and to me, that's what timeless songs do. I mean, it just would never be
my gosh,
denied. You
yes.
cannot deny that, right?
At all.
And of course, I know you. Shouts out to Bobby D Presents. That's a longtime friend of mine. I don't do things for him with Charlie Wilson, so you do the tour with that.
Yeah.
But I gotta ask you this. I know probably early in the game, was there any pushback being an all-female group, or maybe even headlining a certain particular concert, or even being selected to have a certain song because you were all-women group?
Oh, gosh.
And is that still happening today?
I'm going to say yes, but those decisions may not be something we're aware of.
Got you. Okay.
And even, when we were touring in the 80s, it was interesting because I'm going to take an example of Ready for the World and the Jets. And the three of us, we were kind of bouncing over each other for who was top on the charts.
Right.
And whoever was top on the charts was who was
This
good
is your
at
week.
that was gonna headline.
Yeah.
So that, but I don't think it was like, okay, well, Clarence is off your man. Let's put him on a headliner. I don't know if that was so much as they're the ones that are gonna draw.
Got
you. And I'm kind of grateful for that because it's like I don't really want to be like, well, let's just give them this because they're an all-female band. Let's give them this because they're
they
great
deserve it.
artists
Exactly.
that happen to be female.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful for that when promoters do that. But again, I mean, there are times when we, all female band, people are going to be interested in that. Let's do that, that kind of thing. So yeah.
And there's a show going down this weekend. We want to talk about that.
Yes,
Yeah.
Wilshire
Yeah.
Bell.
Okay.
Yeah, at the
So-
Wilshire
March
Bell.
30th.
Yes.
One night only.
Yes.
One night only.
One night
So
only.
it might become a song "One Night Only." so-
Probably. New song
want
is in
you
the
on the
making
track.
called One Night Only. I get co-writers on that.
Right.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot. You gonna be there?
On this is that Saturday or Sunday?
This Saturday.
Saturday, I fly back from Vegas
What
See, I knew
time?
it.
in the afternoon.
Oh, so that means you still
What
got
time's the
time.
show
Get
start?
your ticket.
No, wait. What
Show
time you
starts
get
at what?
back first? We wanna know
I
what
get
time
back
you
at I think 1 p.m.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
even
you
gonna
got
lie.
it.
You still
Yeah,
got
you can
time.
I guess that's why I'm gonna be
Still
on
got
Saturday.
time.
Right.
You still got
I'm gonna be
time.
hanging out with Klymaxx on Saturday.
We got you on film and camera.
Right.
Okay, well, you got something I can wear though?
We do. We have
Okay.
a Klymaxx shirt.
Okay.
Which will also be at our merch table at
Yes.
the.
And we
Gotta
got
have
a
that
cap
merch.
for you too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me see that. Let me show everybody this right here. Okay, Nation. I'm gonna have to rock this.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Get in where
Oh,
I fit
Romeo.
in. They're gonna have a hat for me because I might have a bad hair day. I'm coming back from Vegas.
Coming back from the airport.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So things could be a little messy.
Oh my
But look,
gosh.
But it's going to be a meeting in the ladies' room, so we'll fix you up
Right,
all right.
right.
There we go.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have my ear to the wall on that one. I'm gonna be
There
like,
it
what
is.
we talking about?
There
Right.
it is.
Look, man, this energy is simply amazing. And this is what y'all get to deal with on the road,
Yes.
at home.
Yes.
Gotta say life is good. Look, we all
Backstage.
have our ups and downs in our lives. I do
Yes.
understand that.
Yeah, sure.
But this is a blessing to have this kind of circle like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
man, I applaud you guys. I salute you. Congratulations on everything. Once again, the show is going down this weekend.
Yes.
And before you guys showed up, I did watch that SNL skit.
Oh gosh.
Yo, I had to watch that like 3 or 4 times. So, did you guys even know that was going to happen on SNL?
No.
Okay, did you watch it when it actually happened, or somebody hit you up saying, "Hey, did you see the little skit that?"
Yeah. Okay,
Amazing.
so but it's just 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember exactly the second one, but the first one I was a little upset because they had 2 basses and not a bass and a guitar.
Oh,
See, there's a difference.
perfectionist.
Yeah, you know. I was like, that's not even a good
like-
portrayal.
Be like, wait.
That ain't us. That ain't who we be.
Right, right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even in that moment, though, you're
Yeah,
already thinking like,
Al-
nope, that's not what it is.
I mean, I was
Right.
like, I was excited. I was like, wow, you know, they felt it was, you know, Klymaxx was an iconic image to portray in
Yeah.
that show. I
Yeah.
mean, that's an honor.
To me, they definitely showed you homage and paid respect. I mean, it was
Yes.
funny. Shouts out
Just
to that for
recently,
sure.
there was a Jeopardy question.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yep,
yeah,
yep.
there was the
Jeopardy
show.
been on it for hip hop
Yeah,
and
that
for
was like
R&B
3
lately.
weeks
Like
ago or
Jeopardy been on it.
something like
What
that.
was that for Jeopardy?
What is it that the ladies have?
Yeah.
But they did mention
In the
Klymaxx
bathroom or something.
in the answer.
They did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
800, please, for it. No, I'm just-
Right. Yeah.
How about $1 million?
Yeah. Some of them.
yeah, I'll take that too.
Yeah, right.
Yo,
The question
what
is, you know.
I just really feel like with social media and with the new generation having access to your music, the timeless music, the legendary music, it will always help you carry that torch.
I'm
Like
gonna
you
put
said,
y'all on right now. Some
What's
of
up?
the hits. if you really want to vibe, like for real, if you really want to vibe, these are some of my favorites. Never underestimate the power of a
Yes,
woman.
yes.
That is a funky
Yes.
and very empowering hit.
Power to
For
the people,
Woman.
yeah, too.
That is actually the most recent song that Klymaxx put out, and that is literally talking about every woman, every age, every color, every race,
Empowerment.
all over all over the place. Divas need love too.
Yes.
That is a sultry
Yes.
vibe. Like I'm trying to put y'all on.
And love me.
love,
Love
giving
me.
y'all the whole set right now.
love me.
Love me.
Love me.
I love
Shouts
that.
out to
Yes.
Christy for writing that.
Yes.
I betcha that's
Yes,
my
yeah,
favorite.
yeah.
One of my favorites. Love Bandit.
Yeah, Love
Those are some of
Bandit,
my
yes,
favorites.
yes.
Of course, Meeting in the Ladies' Room. Men all pause.
I miss you.
I miss you and
Yeah.
say yes.
I miss you still.
But those, those.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
definitely.
TikTok skits being made with the Meeting in the Ladies' Room. Somebody did Men All Pause. We were able to do a show with the actual choreography team for, I believe, Men All Pause.
Yeah.
That was really dope. They paid tribute to that the pop locker that was in that video. It's been a real dope
Well,
experience.
and the journey's going to definitely continue. I
Yeah,
mean,
most
especially like I
definitely.
said, with all that on social media and all that, it's just bringing that music back and it's put into new hands and a whole new audience. So once again, I want to say thank y'all for pulling up.
Yes.
Looks like
Thank
I'm
you
going to
for
see y'all
having
on
us.
Saturday.
yes.
We're going to do our thing. And congratulations and just keep shining. And thank you for being you because you're the one that created this foundation
Yes. Thank you.
and made it all happen for us.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Klymaxx in the building. It's your boy Romeo K. Day Morning Show. Y'all better get that merch though.
Yes.
One more time, get that merch though.
Klymaxx.com.
Klymaxx.
KLYMAXX.com.
Yes.
Boom.